Well, there's one change in the French pack from Italy. Francois Cross replaces Dylan Cretin. Anthony Gelange moves from the 6 shirt to number 7. Cameron Walkie took 8 lineouts last week. Gregory Aldrit was a candidate for player of the match. The backs, Anthony Dupont is the captain and partners Romain Ntamak again. Yora Morafana comes in to the midfield for the injured Jonathan Donty. And hat-trick hero Gabien Villiers is again on the left wing. To the Ireland team, and it's the same pack as the one that faced and dominated Wales in Dublin last week. Change in the captaincy though, and James Ryan takes the armband this time. The front row goes again, rated as one of the best combinations in the world. In the backs, no Johnny Sexton, who injured his hamstring in training. Carberry in for his first Six Nations start. Sexton, who dropped that famous goal here in 2018 to start Ireland's Grand Slam journey. And the replacements, the benches, Thibaut Flamand comes into the French 23. For Ireland, both Ian Henderson and Robbie Henshaw return from injury. Well, both teams are in form. France and Ireland beat New Zealand in the autumn internationals. Ireland looking to take their winning run in internationals into double figures. Viewers keep an eye on our world feed as Ntamak goes quickly. Moefana immediately shows good feet. Here's the hat-trick man from last week, Gabien Villiers. Antoine Dupont gets it away quickly to Damien Penaud. An unbelievable 17 touches on the ball for Penaud a week ago. Cameron Walkie, born in this local district of Saint-Denis, a tough upbringing for him, a real talent from the Bordeaux club. And now the human asteroid that is Winnie Antonio goes. Great start from France, and it's Ntamak inside to his little mate on the shoulder at Toulouse. 1-2. Dupont gets the try. It is a sizzling, sensational opening by France.
Well, it's exactly the opposite of what Ireland wanted to happen. They gave France space and time from the quick line out. Moefana only mentioned it moments before. Brilliant ball to Villiers, the danger man. And look at, you mentioned a human asteroid. There is nothing like that from a defensive perspective when you're trying to stop that coming at you. Winnie Antonio. And then it's just about the class of Ntamak and Dupont. We see it time and time again, the way they work together. It's a bit of a speculative ball inside from Ntamak, but when you know the little maestro's constantly running up and down that central channel.
Under a fair bit of pressure, and there's no more pressure than a Six Nations match of this magnitude. And it's a 7-0 lead, and a catapult of a start for the home team. And you just know they'll thrive emotionally on this.
Well, that's one thing that the Irish have to do here is stem that momentum.
Jamison Gibson Park again. And it's, Tadhg wasn't he hammered back there. Carberry. It's going to get wrapped up. As you know, he uses that footwork really well to get away from a couple of tacklers. Jaminet of Perpignan keeping the likes of Anthony Boutier and Brice Dulin out of the French team, and that's part of the reason why his goal kicking is generally immaculate.
I know Cameron Walkie went with his own sneakers. Do you call them sneakers? Maybe the kids nowadays don't.
He moves like
Mac Hansen! Mac Hansen!
High alive was Mac Hansen on his second cap for Ireland. Oh my goodness, have you ever seen anything like that from a kickoff? He has really announced his arrival on the international scene. Player of the match last week.
Doesn't take his eyes off the ball at all. Utter confusion between Jaminet and Penaud. Brilliant retake off the kickoff. And these Irish fans, who are numerous by the way, are in absolute raptures.
And Ireland catching the French absolutely ice cold, but it was all about the alert work of Mac Hansen, and Joey Carberry, who can be a truly deadly goal kicker, closes that gap.
Two bricks, aren't they, those two? Julian Marchand, Ronan Kelleher.
Both players superb in the loose. But I got to get the line out stats high as well. And that's a good take by the captain, James Ryan, captain of Ireland for the 6th time today in the absence of Sexton. Now, one thing that France did really well last week was their breakdown work. It's Willems are coming up with the ball there on this occasion. Perpignan play the Stade Mijoral, the atmospheric Catalonian blood down there. And deadly accurate right here. Since early December for the World Player of the Year, Antoine Dupont. Ficou into Mac. Hugo Keenan has it under pressure from Gabavillier. Oh, he's an impressive little man, isn't he?
Good.
The play on Dupont. Damien Penaud was signalling for the ball, and he gets it. What a pass from Dupont. What an offload it is to Moefana. Brilliant French rugby there on the front foot now. Off goes Marchand. Dupont comes in for the ball.
By advantage.
Advantage here. And it's Willems runs into Dan Sheehan and Jack Conan. Into Mac, and it's another fumble.
Yep. Well, it's always Dupont, isn't it, that adds spice to that French attack. There was nothing on there. I was looking across the attacking line thinking, well, they've got to carry into some form of contact here. Dupont has thrown an absolute worldy left-hand pass to Penaud, who's created something out of nothing.
When Penaud put his hand up, I thought he wanted Dupont to kick it to him,
yeah.
not pass it to him.
That was back in the day when we were quite happy to chase kicks.
Yeah. Chaminade, very focused. He's been imperious so far, and a pretty simple kick for him. 16-7.
Oh, it's a great game.
Retaining possession has been an issue. In goes Willems again. It's like being hit by a sock full of snooker balls when Willems comes your way, and off goes Dupont, doing what he does brilliantly. He looks a lot sharper this week than he did last. Now Walkie. Tagburn tries to strip it away. Well, it's right in front of the post again, this penalty advantage. To go to half-time would be a nice little psychological dig in the ribs for Ireland if this one goes over for France. There's a real crispness about that man's strike, a real confidence too. And it's the French looking for their 2nd win of this Guinness Six Nations Championship, who take the lead into the half-time. 1 try apiece. Antoine Dupont was on the shoulder for his, and Mac Hansen with a little piece of magic of his own from the restart for Ireland. Half-time in Paris, France 19, Ireland 7. Joey Carberry gets us underway for Ireland's second half, and you feel that Ireland need a bit more power, a bit more bulk and ferociousness if they're to beat this French side. And he makes the tackle again. Sean Edwards coached defence, of course. Here is Tagburn. It's Aldreet who tries to hold him up with Willems. Referee says release the tackler. Now Gibson Park. Now Conway's on an angle here. It's not quite the ball he was looking to run onto.
In front.
No, in front there, Ireland. So another poor little bit of discipline, frustration, and yet again it's inside their own half. It's that clipping style of Chaminade, and does he ever miss? Not very often is the answer.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Chaminade. Get into positions in and over the breakdown, turn the ball over. Brilliant.
Dan Sheehan to Caelan Doris. Now, can France defend this? Can Ireland find their power tools and get over the line? Oh, they can, indeed they can. That is superb stuff. They hammered their way through that big French pack, Ireland. Of this second half, they had to get a try. They had to put pressure on that scoreboard.
Well, it's too easy, isn't it? The French gave the penalty away, put themselves under a huge amount of pressure. Brave choice from the Irish to go to the corner. And then really from the setup, France defending the back of the line out. Ireland shift to the front.
Oh, that'll do Ireland very nicely indeed.
But it's all come from a brilliant ball from Tag Furlong as well.
Ireland win that line out, and off goes Tag Furlong. One of those bustling, bullocking runs of his, so typical of the man, Gibson Park. Ireland are usually so good at ball retention in these positions. They were under Joe Schmidt, they now are under Andy Farrell. Bundy Aki, patience, cohesion. Build the phases now, wait for the French to tire, make a mistake. Afford Ireland a gap. Jamison Gibson Park, he's the one who finds a gap! And Gibson Park spins a web through that French defence.
In and around the breakdown, just watch here as he looks up, Cameron Waukee calling numbers around, and it's Willemse. Brilliant.
It's got to be a bit of a worry for France now, Tom, because those sinkholes now are beginning to appear in their defence. So fully match fit, Joey Carberry, very little rugby time. Damien Penaud. Now, can they find the space through Moefana? Here is Villiers, he can dance and beat anybody. Such a strong, wiry little man. Intimac, great hands to Damien Penaud. Oh, what footwork from Penaud. He somehow kept the ball in play. Here's Villiers. And eventually he is manhandled into touch. And Tao Fifanua. Here's Gibson Park. Now they need this exit. Caelan Doris, what a hit.
Gelon, that was.
Oh, they've got the ball. Here's Winnie Antonio. Can he get his 22.5 stone to the line? Battering, banging, hammering on the Irish door. And it all comes crashing down.
Well, there's nothing flash about this. Give me the ball, I'll get us on the front foot. First Antonio. Angus Gardner gets absolutely cleared out. Referee goes flying. Cyril Bay knocks over 1, 2, takes another 2 with him. 27-21 with a kick to come. France lead.
And now Jaminet, can he keep that 100% record? No, he can't, and that was a pretty critical one.
Try and rebuild from the back.
Oh, what a take by Intimac, bravely flying in like a trapeze artist. Turnover is good again, and Dan Sheehan almost throws it into the midst of Damien Penaud. Well, have you heard the good man Joey? That wasn't me said that. That's a cry from the crowd. Massive figure of Demba Bamba. Sets for Luku. Dylan Cretin, another man of 19 stones. In goes Caelan Doris. Looked like he was off his feet there. Here is Intimac. Oh, is he through? Is he through? Oh, he's through all right. What a try it is from Melvin Jaminet. The Parisian pretty boys at last have caused carnage to this Irish defence. And the immaculate fullback from Perpignan.
Yeah, agree, Angus. You stick with your on-field decision. I've got no angles to definitively show the ball is grounded.
Okay, so it's going to be a no try. Our on-field decision was no try. Okay, yep, held up. But I was playing a penalty advantage there, so for playing it off his feet, okay? Yep.
Well, that was never going to be a problem for Melvin Jaminet. France continue their quest for a Grand Slam. It would be their first Slam and Championship for 12 years. And next they go to Scotland in 2 weeks' time to Murrayfield. Gregory Aldrete has been announced as the player of the match, the Guinness player of the match, an award he possibly could have won a week previously against the Italians if it hadn't been for the superb hat-trick from Gabin Villiers. Crushed Irish side, but it's France who have won here in Paris. Final score, France 30, Ireland 24.